Okay, for all of those out there that have done this to their GoPro Hero 360 lenses, don't believe the facts that GoPro will tell you that they can't be repaired, because where there's a will, there's a way. And here's the proof. So I've removed this lens from here and also the other lens from the other side very successfully with minimal to no damage, just a little bit of scoring on the plastic, and I'll be putting new lenses in this and turning it back into a functional GoPro Hero 360 very soon. So don't believe everything you hear. You can repair them, you just got to have the tenacity to do it. So challenge me to do something else that you don't think can be done. Mr. GoPro, thank you. Okay, so the glue that they've used in these lenses, as you can see a piece of it there, it's basically a UV stabilized glue. So you put the lens in with this sticky glue, and then you just point a UV light at it, sunlight, and it all bonds itself in. So we'll use the same glue which we bought over the internet. We'll get all these little particles of crap out of there, and we'll blow this lens out properly, but just cleaning out around the edge here to make sure there's no further residues in there. And once I've got it all clean, I need to clean that entire edge around there, and then I'll just put a very light dab of UV stabilized glue around this. Before I do that, I'll protect this lens with a little bit of a cup, plastic cup, and I'll tidy up this edge and sort that out, because that's looking really ratty now. I've done a lot of damage to it getting the old lens out, but at least I got the old lens out and I've got the new one to go in. So how's that? Right, so there's the old lens out and the new replacement lens, and you can see the scratch and the damage on the front element of that. But this is not actually a lens. This is actually what's called a diopter, which goes over a lens. So it's a diopter replacement that's going onto the Hero Max360, but you can repair them. There's my proof. This is a 0.5 of a millimeter that it's taking out. So we're getting very precise around the lens and very precise depth. We're just going to keep going, millimeter by millimeter, until the lens pops out. Very slow process, but faster than digging it out for sure. And I think I'm just about there. Feels different. There's the lens is out, so we stop. The lens is captured up in here. Front element remains unscathed, and we can take it out and inspect it now. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the lenses to arrive, because they're coming on the slow boat from you know where, I've made these little caps that I'm going to put in to protect the actual proper lens so that they don't get damaged. So this just fits in there nice and neat, and now the lens is fully protected and not going to get damaged as I tidy up the outside of this, because this does need a little bit of a fine tidy up, which I will do before I put the new lens in and re-glue the lens, so it'll look almost factory by the time I finish. Okay, the next step in the process is now to protect this lens from any of the UV glue that I'm about to put on it. And to do that, I'm simply going to put some sticky tape on it and ensure that none of the edges down here, we'll just put that sticky tape firmly all the way around, so that if I do get a little bit of glue, it's only going to be a very tiny amount on there. So I'm going to trim up the edges of this lens with the sticky tape on it. So that's looking pretty good. Right, so we'll just peel that off there now. Get it back up. Oh, stuck to the plastic. Okay, so we've now got that off. The back element, we need to make sure that's pristine and clear in there, in the back, before we glue this in. So that'll be basically a very close inspection of the element to ensure that it's perfectly clear. So basically now what we do, we take that away, we bring in our lens and pop it in place like that. And now I'm going to trim up all this edge around here, so I get a neat finish on the lens. So I'll just do that again with the little art knife, and then I can apply the ultraviolet glue, which I've already bought. Here's the glue, and so there's the glue that's going in. It's a specialized product, and I've got it wrapped in foil at the moment to just keep it out of the sunlight. So yeah, I'll just use that, put that away, and then I'll be applying that basically all around this edge. So once I've got this sorted out, I'm going to do a test with the glue first to ensure that the glue actually does set, so I don't end up with a sticky residue in there that's not going to set. Okay, so there's the lens in place with the sticky tape all over it. Looks a bit sad, but the glue, I'm going to apply it before the lens goes in. I'm going to apply it very thinly right around this edge, and then once the lens is in and that first layer of glue has been allowed to set, then I'm going to go and put another layer of glue into this area here, because I've actually compromised all of that, as well as this area here. So that'll be the second layer of ultraviolet glue. That won't actually be holding the lens. That'll just basically to provide waterproofing integrity for the camera again, so that it's able to be wet. So yep, we're almost ready to go. I'm just doing a test with some ultraviolet glue, and I'll show you that now. So there's the ultraviolet glue. That's what I'm going to use, and that will be a perfect seal around the edge of the lens. How good is that, eh? Alright, so in conclusion, this is what we're looking for, is to get the new lenses in, and 2 lenses will go into this particular camera. I've already put one in that first middle camera, or the one on the right at least, and then we'll have 2 functioning GoPro Hero 360s, which will give us 4 cameras on the front and the back of the bike, which is going to look pretty interesting, I reckon. So yeah, a bit of an experiment, but you can do anything if you try, is my attitude. So there's 2 GoPro Hero 360s for about $500 all up. Thank you. That's $1,000 in savings.